The most important one, I think, is what you saw in Razvedov, if you were watching, is a bunch of guys trying to min cash, right? Is that exciting? It's silly, firing bullets just to min cash. What we want to do is set up the end game so people are actually chasing final tables and wins, right? Not just like these cheesy gimmick of the events with Colossus 9 bullets and a reentry. The way to do that is to restrict the number of caches that count, right? So let's say, for example, you only use the top 15 caches that someone has. So we're focusing on quality over quantity. Well, now somebody caching 28 times, employing this silly system where they max late reg and drop a stack and double up, that's no longer a value because it won't add to your total. And it also gives more people a chance to succeed, right? Because currently, if someone like me and Shaun Deeb are going to play, or Mike Leah and Chris Ferguson are going to play 70, 80 events, sure, you could possibly win if you only play 30, 35, but you're you're a big dog to do that. You'd have to put up some strong astronomical numbers. So what I'd like to see is that first and foremost is limiting the number of caches. But I think pretty close to unanimously everyone agrees with except Shaun because it hurts him, he thinks. It also hurts me, but I'm actually for what's fair and what makes sense. Like, unlike him, who's like, well, this is best for me, so I want it to be like this for me. I think it's better to have a wider group of people have a chance. The other thing I would do is I would adjust the point total for min caches. Min caches in 10K buy-ins, points would go up. Min caches in small buy-ins, down. Now, what I'd also do in those big field small events, if you make a final table of the Colossus, points way up. So we're going to heavily reward deep caches in little events, but get rid of this idea. Like, these are free points, okay? If you play the Colossus when there's 9 heats of the that's 18 bullets. That's essentially guaranteed points. That's stupid, right? So we want to make sure that's worth what it's supposed to be worth, almost nothing.
I mean, here's the thing. There's always going to be people who want it based on volume. There's always going to be people who want to be based on bracelets. There's always people who want to be based on the body of work. If they cash 9 out of 10 events, that's better than someone who's cashed out, 10 of 35 events. And they're never going to make everyone happy. And I don't mind the current formula. Yes, it's more beneficial to me directly to win Player of the Year. But I also think, like most sports, like the MVP in, major athletic sports, the best players have the highest chance of winning it. And that's what Player of the Year should be. So if the best players are the ones putting in all the volume, they deserve to have the highest equity to win it. There isn't a reason that every Joe Schmo plays the Big 50 could win that and then win another bracelet in a 1K, stud event or, and then cash a 1,508 and they should win Player of the Year because they have won a 20,000 or 30,000 person field, won a 1,000 person field, and, final tabled another 1,000 person field. So the whole justification to make more people be POI eligible isn't as relevant to, I think, because you don't really want, then it kind of gets more down. It's like, oh, this guy just had a one-off, he won the biggest event, he won the main event, and he cashed this tournament, so now he won Player of the Year. Well, yeah, he won the most money in the World Series, but he really didn't have the best year overall. He wasn't the best poker player. And so limiting the Player of the Year to being some of the biggest name players, the highest volume players, is not a bad thing. I think everyone kept their eyes on Razvedov because it was me and Daniel, in the battle. Like, Rob was there, but that wasn't the headliner that brought it there. So I don't mind, the side of it's only a few people have a chance to win with a high chance to win. And a few people have long shots. Because then you're going to get, me and Daniel battle for Player of the Year for the next decade. It's going to be a cool rivalry. It's going to be like the Bird Jordan thing, where everyone's got their favorite. They're so different players. They're so different style. Their team dynamic is so different, That's not a bad thing if it ends up being that. Obviously, it's more to my, benefit for my notoriety, but I'm also not monetizing that. And Daniel's only doing it through vlogs. So, it's not going to make us money over other people in poker to win Player of the Year, but it's kind of good for poker if that storyline, the audience in ESPN, the audience outside of poker gets used to the same 5 guys going for it every year. And then you kind of get favoritism, then you really get to sweat it from early on, as opposed to if everyone has a shot for it, people aren't going to be engaged because they're like, people are like, who's Robert Campbell? How many pros asked me who he was, going to Razvedov? They'd not even heard of him. It's no insult to him. He's, stayed more to the radar, played more cash games, doesn't travel as much. It's fucking far to go from Australia. But, if you really want to engage the public and really, get poker in front of more eyes and get more, media coverage outside of, the generic poker media, you got to have more storylines that are easily researchable and, more easy to find in Google. It's like if you Google Shaun Deeb and Dan Negreanu, a lot of fun shit comes up.